NBA 2K24 is the most heavily microtransaction game in video game history. I'm claiming it right now. You don't believe me? Let's start things off with the game price. Today I'm only talking about next gen, but the launch price was $70. So over the last couple years, 2K has had an average sale number of around 10 million. 2K20 had sold 14 million, but that was obviously an anomaly because quarantine. 2K21 also had a little bit of that quarantine ride. 2K22 sold 10 million, and we don't have the numbers for 23 or 24 yet. So let's just assume that 2K24 is going to sell probably around 9 to 10 million copies by the end of the year. Let's pull up the calculator here. I will admit that halfway through the year, the value of 2K does go down, so we'll only count about half the sales. We'll just make it easy and say they'll sell about 10 million copies by the end of the year. 5 million copies times 70, 350 mil. Let's write this down. We'll say that off of game sales, 2K made $350 million in the first half of the year. So let's check out what the price is right now. Okay, so right now 2K is having a huge sale for 75% off, and they are probably going to do more sales throughout the year like this where it is cheaper. But as you see, it did go down by $10 as the original price. As much as I would love to get like all the sales and the exact numbers, I'm not a mathematician. So we're just going to assume that for the rest of the year, this game's going to be sold for about $60-ish. So we're going to do the other 5 million times 60. That's another 300 million. So 300 million plus 350 million is 650 million. So we're just going to assume that off game sales alone, 2K's made about $650 million just off game sales. Whenever you load into the game, have you ever noticed when you get into the game, you get this loading thing? It's a Lil Wayne intro, right? But then you have to hold A in order to skip it. You hold A, and then you get in, and then the first thing that pops up, boom, it's a promo. And if you press A again, you get the purchase screen for a Hall of Fame pass. God forbid you press A again. So 90% of all player bases are casual gamers. Casual gamers do not play 2K as much as competitive gamers. About 90%. We are taking out 9 million. That leaves us with 1 million competitive players. So we're just going to assume that 9 million people do not buy microtransactions. They only play Play Now. They only play My League. They only play the stuff that comes with the game. So according to this graphic, it costs over 364,000 VC to max out your player from 60 to 99 overall, which is actually somehow better than last year, which was 470,000, which is disgusting. 2K's goal here is to make you buy the $100 pack. Let's say you bought the $50 bundle. Comes with 200,000 VC. You need at least 150,000 more. So you get the 75,000 VC. But oh wait, that's still not enough. If I get another 75,000, that's still just under 362,000. So you might think, dang man, you know what? I'm gonna just buy the $5 bundle just so I can get 360,000 VC. And there you have it. You finally have 365,000 VC. It's gonna cost 50 plus 20 plus 20 plus 5. $95. $95. They just took $95 from you and you did not even realize it. So you might as well just buy the $100. Let's just say you stopped here. You bought the game and you got a player to 99 overall. That would mean that you just spent $170 just off of the game and one player. It costs more to max out your player than it does to buy this game. Let's get into some of these other things. 2K added a battle pass system. Not like in years past where they had a level reward system. That was completely different. This is a real battle pass with a premium version and a premium version. Let's just say you decide to buy the Hall of Fame pass. $21. Pretty pricey. You can buy level skips. I'm not going to include this because if I include this, you will be spending a ton of money just buying rewards, and I don't think a majority of people even do this. If you buy the entire battle pass, this is only from level 4, you have to spend about like $80 or something insane. But I'm not even going to include that because my brain will hurt if I put in that many numbers. So we're just going to act like this is a perfect utopia and you only buy the Hall of Fame pass. So the Hall of Fame pass costs around $20. On average, 2K has about 10 seasons. So there's going to be about 10 different Hall of Fame passes. So let's do 10 times 20, $200. Okay, so if we assume that a competitive 2K player bought one player, bought the game, and bought all 10 battle passes with the Hall of Fame pass, that would be 70 plus 200 plus 100. $370 for the competitive player. Like I said earlier, they probably made about 10 million in sales. 90% of those sales are probably casual players that don't buy this much. So let's do 370 times 1 million. 370 million off of just MyCareer. So if you add together the game sales and the MyCareer microtransaction sales, this would equal $1,020 million. We are in the B's. And I hate to say this, but this is not their most efficient way of making money. Now, for everyone who's saying, hey, look, we understand, 2K's trying to grind out as much money as you can, but at least they don't have loot boxes, right? Welcome to MyTeam. If you don't know how MyTeam works, you manage an NBA team with a bunch of cards. They're usually pretty shitty, so you want to get better cards. Now, in years past, it was a lot easier to build your team due to the auction house. The auction house would allow you to buy players that you probably wouldn't have gotten otherwise, because the pack rates on some of these packs are so low that they actually announce when they get a rare player to the rest of 2K. The odds that you get a player that's featured on one of these packs are so rare. Do you think people are just getting 100 overall Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? No. It's kind of hard to gauge how much an average MyTeam player would spend on this game. I'm going to go back to my 2K22 purchases. During the summer of 2K22, I only played MyTeam. It's safe to say that all the transactions I made after June were all MyTeam related. So this one's a little personal. If you don't think you've bought in this much VC, that's all your personal preference, but this is how much I spent on one summer. The amount of money I spent on 2K22 on the summer of 2022 was $264. At the time, I was 16 years old, and I was completely addicted to MyTeam. Obviously, this number cannot be exact, but I'm going to be using my own personal number, which is $264. I know there's people who spend tens of thousands of dollars on this game, but I know there's also people who spend like $20, $30 on MyTeam. At the end of the day, we can never really know unless they release like their bank statements or something. If we're going to say that $264 is per player to have a very good team in MyTeam, 1 million times 264, 264 million. Now keep in mind, I only played during the summer. So this is including all year round, constantly buying, constantly refreshing your team, constantly working on it. So let's just say very roughly that 2K makes about $264 million, which they probably make way more than this. But let's just assume the US inflation has gone up by 3.1%. Okay, so we're gonna tack on an additional $7.9 million. So a very, very, very rough estimate of $271 million for MyTeam. All right, so we are going to add this number right here. 1.02 billion plus 271,920,000. We got $1.291 billion. This is a very, 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 very rough estimate of what 2K24 is going to make. $1.291 billion. So let's add these numbers up real quick. $634 on MyTeam, one MyPlayer, buying the game and buying the battle passes. Now keep in mind, this number is only for the 10% of competitive gamers that play 2K. So you might be asking me, why did I do all this? If you go to the Gatorade facility and you try to walk in, there is a 50% chance that you will get error coded. Yep, and I just got kicked out again. $1.2 billion, and you still haven't fixed the gym. I hope that this video can shed a little light on just how much money this game tries to pull out of you. Next year, it's probably going to be the exact same thing, if not more money hungry. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe. I'll see y'all later.